Okay, welcome back to the Crypto Factor. Welcome back to your favorite cryptopreneurship show. My name is Paul. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about crypto. We're going to be talking about the markets. We're going to be talking about what the war can bring to these markets. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to be answering your questions live now. If you hear a buzzing noise, if you hear that sound, I do, not sure if you can, that's the air conditioner. It's on full blast right now until it gets a little bit cool because I forgot to switch it on, but I will turn it down in a little bit. So ignore that noise. We'll be okay in a little bit. And I see Chuck enjoying the course. What up? And I see my man Bill S. also coming online. And there is a lot to talk about. There's a lot of talk about, man, because things just went crazy. But most people, right, because you're smart, you're here, you're going to know this, but most people do not understand that the way they think this will affect the market is incorrect. Okay, it's incorrect. I'm going to tell you exactly what I talked about in my private group. I'm going to tell you what my views are. I'm going to tell you what my strategy is. I'm going to tell you what I believe is coming, and I'll be answering all your questions. Henry, how are you doing? I'm also seeing you. Happy Father's Day. Oh, thank you very much. So, I'm not a father, but I used to know one. Anyway, regardless, that I was trying to be funny, and that just came out dark. But anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, well, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. I made it all about me for a second. I see my man Joanne as well. Voernden. I'm sorry, I probably killed your name there. But yeah, and look, let's talk about a little bit, before we go into the charts, let's talk a little bit about this war that's going on and how it can affect the charts. And I'm talking about it purely on a market point of view. I'm not going to get into it politically. My views, personally, if you want to know them, I stand with the Iranian people and I stand with the Israeli people. I do not stand with either government. I know very good people that are Israeli and Jewish, and they're great people. And I've lived in Iran. And they are amazing people, right? And it's not like you think. If you haven't been to Iran, if you haven't seen the people, you haven't lived there, you have no idea what it's like. It is true that most of them don't want the regime that's over there. Iran used to be more free. I lived there. I've lived with these people. It's very different. And also, you know, it's generally a mess what's going on. But we don't want to talk about that. I want to talk to you about the effects of the market, and especially the crypto market, or essentially the crypto market. But in order to understand that, I'm going to say this to you. Stop thinking news will make the markets go up or down. Maybe very, very short volatility, but generally speaking, it does not matter. I know you're going to call me crazy. I'll prove it to you in just 1 second, okay? Just bear with me. In my group, the day before yesterday, the day before that, I was saying, I'm going to show you this in the chart as well, I was saying that do not sell, because if you haven't sold already when we got a signal to sell before this even happened, then there's no point, because we're expecting a bounce, and do not base your trade off of a war, because the markets are irrational. And they do not act like you think they're gonna act. They just don't. When there was the Ukraine, when there was other wars and so on, the markets actually went up. It's the same as the interest rates, where everyone's saying you gotta cut rates for the markets to go up. Because the last few times, every time they cut rates, we're the bull market, but they're forgetting about all the other times that this did not apply. For example, with the virus, with the lockdowns, they were cutting rates like crazy. Did not help. We dropped like crazy. And 2008, 2009, right? They were cutting rates like crazy. Did not help. We actually went into a recession. In the dot-com bubble where everything went bust, they were cutting rates like crazy. We went down. And every time I kept on saying, and if you go back to my videos, you'll see FOMC meetings and people saying we're selling, we're doing this because this is going to come out and that, and they were wrong. And the same thing with war. I know it's crazy, but markets are irrational. You have to understand that it's better to do technical analysis and base it off there. Why? News does not matter. There's news for the classes and there's news for the masses. News for the classes you only get if you're in the classes. We're not in the classes. We get the news in the masses, right? By the time the news comes out, the market would have moved. And now you're saying, Paul, what are you talking about? Well, let me show you. Very simple stuff here. This is the factor line on the daily. It's still in gold, never turned red. Okay, I'm using this for technical analysis, just makes everything so much easier. Yes, this is my own indicator, and yes, you can buy it. It's part of the Invest, Trade, and Think Like the Crypto Factor course. Let's just change a little bit, a few things over here. Let's just go to the 4 hour real quick. And on the 4 hour, it told you to sell over here. This was at 105,000, sorry, 107,000 to 107,000, and depending on where you sold at this candle, if you would have sold at this candle. We went down, gave you another sell right here, SFP and intra sell, which went down, stayed red until we turned gold right here, right at around 105,000, gold confirmation the next day, following day, we went up. And then told you to get out where? Let's zoom in a little bit. All right, on this candle right here, anywhere from 106 to 105,000. And yes, we had this initial drop, bounced back up, and now we're testing the line again. But we're now again at 105,000. But this came out before the news, right? So if you knew how to trade this, if you're using my course, you would know exactly how to trade this, by the way. You would have bought that dip. If you were in my group, I told people to buy that dip or at least sit on their hands. Actually, I just lied there by accident. I told everyone to sit on their hands. I told everyone to sit on their hands because I was too chicken shit because yes, war gets to you. And even I made that mistake, but at least I sat on my hands and said, we're expecting a bounce. Don't make any rash movements. We're probably going to go up, and we went up. Okay, we should have been buying based on this candle here. Now, after this candle here, I did say on the way up that yes, it's safe to buy the dip at this point, but I could have done better, and I admit that. I'm a human being. But we sat on our hands. We didn't sell. If anything, we bought. Okay, and that was the right move if you really think about it, because sometimes it's better to do nothing. And that's kind of like a wrong sort of view, because even doing nothing is something. It's actually an action because it causes an effect, right? So doing nothing does not exist when it comes to the markets. You either sit in your hands and that's an action, or you buy or you sell. Regardless, this is what the chart looks like. This is what the daily looks like. And I don't want to get in too deep on how you would have traded this, but you would not get out. This is the daily chart. That's it. We're staying in. We're looking good. And if you wanted to do short-term trading on the hourly, we had the drop, came up. Look at this. We're intro range. Buy, 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 buy. And everyone was selling, panicking. Oh my God, World War III. It's not going to be World War III. And even if it is, let's say it's World War III. Let's say this escalates. What are you going to do? Is it going to make a difference? What are you going to do? Hold fiat? Really? You think in World War III dollars will save you? I'm going to go get gold. What are you going to do with gold? Look, dude, if that breaks out, I don't think you should be thinking about all that stuff. Have cash, have gold, have Bitcoin, and that's it. But you should be doing other things. It doesn't matter. If you survive, it'll probably go back up after. See, I know it sounds crazy, but that's it. And believe me, in a war, Bitcoin is king. You can keep it. Stop at depreciating assets. You're keeping Bitcoin. Yes, it might fall in price, but it will go up in the future, and you can get your money out. Gold is king. Sorry, Bitcoin is king. Gold a close second, to be quite honest. I like gold as well. So you're all panicking. You're all panicking. Now, markets can, yes, they might be volatile for the coming week or so. But even if we go down, it's going to be temporary. More than likely, we'll continue to the upside. Unless things really go to shit, in which case it doesn't really matter. So hold. Don't. And no, I see people online. This is all done so you can lose your XRP. I don't know what the fuck these people are smoking. Dude, no one's doing this shit to take your XRP bags. No one wants your fucking XRP bags. Okay? So stop this. And there's a few things. I personally don't look at news at all. Right? There's news for the masses, news for the classes. I don't look at news because we only get news for the classes, or we get the news too late. And usually when a move is made, they try to look for the news that justify that move after it made. But you can see in the charts, it's usually at a resistance or support area. So I don't look at news at all. Show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. And that keeps me calm. It keeps my head clear, and I can do my thing. I can do what I do. That's why I'm good at calling tops and bottoms. That's why I'm good. That's why I'm successful in crypto. That's why I am who I am. And I'm trying to tell everyone. Now, there is a lot of disgusting things I see online. I see people on both sides saying really, really bad things. Serves you right, and look, and ha, 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 now you're getting bombed on the other side and this side. It's disgusting. The people on both sides have nothing to do with this. I vouch for that. Most people don't just want to live in peace and get along with their lives. They really don't. They really don't care about Iran getting bombed or Israel, but they just want to live in peace. That's all people want. It's the governments that are doing this. And you might say, "Oh, it's justified for that reason." Oh, regardless, I don't care. Right? It is what it is. I'm a stoic. I don't worry about shit I can't control. That's stoicism. So all it does is when I see all these posts on both sides and this ignorance, this imbecile, so many imbeciles thinking they know other people. I see these racist things like people getting killed and them laughing at them. Dude, these are people. These are people like you with feelings, with families. So they're a little brown or a little white or a little yellow. They're people. You have no idea. Most racist people have never been outside their own country, or they lack the intelligence in the brain to be open-minded enough and understand that we're all human beings. And yes, some of us are born with disabilities. I do have some Indian and Pakistani friends. And I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it, okay? But you get what I mean. No, seriously, I do. Right? I've met some great... We were on the plane on the way back from Dubai or Air Arabia. And we're coming back, and there was this guy next to us, and my girlfriend, she doesn't like it. She pisses me off because she's really small, but she takes a lot of space. Right? So I was sitting on the seat of the airplane, and she was like trying to like open her arms and leaning on me. I'm like, yo, move. Right? I can't hug her for 5.5 hours, for those of you out there thinking that. I'm like, yo, move. And there's the other guy next to me. It's like, I'm going to bump on him and blah, 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 in Greek, of course. And I'm like, okay, so what? He'll be okay with it. People are people. He'll be okay. You're a girl. He won't worry about it. And we had this discussion, and he was a Pakistani guy, and he turned around in Greek, and he said, it's okay. Yes, don't worry about it. I'll move my arm. And we got talking, and this was guy, he was in Greece for 20 years, working in Greece. And he actually had a family, talking about things, and we actually had a really nice discussion. Now, there are Pakistani people in other countries doing bullshit. Not all of them are like that. They're not. And just like the women with the burqas and everything, you're saying, oh, they're being oppressed and not being oppressed, and oh, this is forced. Some of them want to wear it. I met a girl that actually liked that. She's like, I like keeping myself for my husband, so only my husband sees me, and I like that. And there are other ones that are saying, no, this is shit, I want to take it off, and they actually don't want to wear it, and they're in Iran, and they don't wear it, and they're in danger. Yes, this applies, but they're all people. Anyway, I don't know why we're talking about this. I said I'm not going to be talking about this and talking about crypto, but what I'm trying to say is markets don't care. Markets will always do the unexpected. They might bluff you, they might not. There's not people behind them. It's all psychology. You just don't know how it works. You don't know how markets are irrational. That's my dog barking outside. Let me lower my air conditioner as well now because it's getting nice and cool in here. Right? So understand that. Right? Like this video, if you understand that we are all people, right? I have members that are from India, from Pakistan, from Dubai, from America. Most of you are from America, but I have a lot of people in the chat that are from different countries. Do you agree with this? There are people, good and bad people in all countries, but most people just want to live in peace. And markets don't care. Markets do not react to war. They might have some short-term volatility, but if you're trying to day trade this, you're an idiot because you're not supposed to be day trading this kind of volatility. And if you are day trading, then you shouldn't be, because you shouldn't be watching all these videos telling you one day to sell and one day to buy, because it doesn't apply. Just become a swing trader and long-term investor. Make a few trades a year or a few trades a month, if anything. Or just invest. It's much better, trust me. And that's how I developed the factor line and why I developed the factor line. Very simple shit. Let's just go to the daily. Buy when it's yellow, sell when it's red. Boom, boom, boom. It's right now it's yellow. We're good to go. Yes, you could deep dive. There's different options that you turn on here and do some crazy and better options. And if you do the course, you can learn how to do how to do snap and cracks and so on. Sure. But basically, buy gold, sell red. That's it. And then everything else is a bonus. Go with ranges. You see, I don't use diagonals that much. Go with ranges, right? And that's it. Simple stuff. And you can see in altcoins right now. Look at the altcoins. Everyone thought they were going to go to oblivion. And they might still go down, but look how everything's doing right now. This is the daily. These are favorite positions. I call them favorites. They're just our positions. And then we have our other positions here as well. And yes, some of them are red. Vader doing well. And so on. But again, our favorites here are outperforming, as usual, the rest of the market here. We're outperforming. Now, I did make a few more folders, and I have some doubles here and there because I was making videos. You'll see these videos get released. Maybe you've already watched some of them, like which RWA tokens, which deep-in tokens before summer, and so on. By the way, I'm going to stress this again for those of you that may have missed it, even though I've said it umpteenth time. Hyperliquid, hyperliquid, hyperliquid. Virtuals, Vader, Cookie. It's a nice portfolio, SWE. This is a nice portfolio with risk, medium risk, high risk. Do it. Everyone was saying, I'm getting bored of Fetch. Fetch is going to do well as well. Anyway, regardless, I digress. That's what I wanted to talk about. I want to answer your questions because I know a lot of you have a lot of questions. It's kind of funny because only 3 of you hit the like button when I said we're all people, we're all the same. You are some racist motherfuckers, some of you out there. You're like, nope. I hate those motherfuckers. Look, I get it. You know, a lot of times we stereotype people because we don't understand better, and you know, we might be hurt, and we don't want. And even if we're not there in either country, this affects us psychologically, and we develop hate. We develop hate because it's just like you're fucking with my peace of mind. And you know, they always show, and the media always portrays the bad people. And you might say, Paul, it's not just the media though. We've seen it. Yes, true. But there's not just bad people. There's also good people. All right. Okay. Now people are guilt liking the video. No, that's okay. It's cool. It's cool. All right. Let's see some of your questions here. So Chuck says, good morning, love your course, awesome. I'm watching Aether and Kita to see if I can pick up an alloy point to invest before the factor line turns gold. Fun times for this old man. You could just buy when it does turn gold on the 4-hour. And if you're watching the course, it shows you exactly how to do that. If you want, you can also ask me in the group. By the way, if anybody's interested in the factor line, Again, it's in the description down below. But also, if you're wondering what the group is, Chuck is part of the group of the Factor fam, the VIP Factor fam. You can check that and in the link in the description down below, but also in the chat. $69 a month. You get access to me 24 hours a day. You ask questions, I answer. We have AMAs. We have AMAs and we talk live every month. I answer questions and so on. And we deep dive. And you can see my portfolio and what I'm doing. And listen, people have been following this. They're making bank. They're making bank, right? So all I'm going to tell you is check it out, see if it's for you. Just click the link, okay? VIP Factor, read it, see if it's for you. $69 a month. You can either ignore it and not do it because I just told you how much it costs, or you could try it for a month, see how it goes. If you don't like it, you can cancel at any time. Anyway, regardless, I go on. What's up, Bill? Henry, good morning. Happy Father. Yeah, okay. Johan says, hi, Paul. I didn't ignore you, Henry. I remembered I read that before. What's up, Johan? Harry, how do you recommend taking profits if you don't know TA and can't read the chart? How do I recommend driving if you don't know how to drive and don't know how to gear shift? Dude, learn! Come on, look, if you have issues up to now, if you're not happy with the way you're trading, how much you're making, if you think you could have made more, you know what's stopping you? My course. No, okay. You know what's stopping you? Seriously? Understanding basic TA and understanding basic stuff. That's like, I don't understand why people do that. Why can't you just study? You have time to watch this video. You're watching an hour live stream every week. Stop watching this live stream and go buy a TA book and read that book. Seriously, I'm not joking. Stop watching this live stream and go read a book on technical analysis. Make sure it's by Steve Nissan. Trading Candlesticks. Okay, I think I have the, one second. Yeah. Here it is. Japanese Candlestick Charting by Steve Nissan. Read the book. You don't like reading books? Take my course. You can't afford my course? Find the cheaper one, but oh God, that's kind of hard because some of them out there, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. But at least learn. At least learn. And don't your source of learning is really important. Let's just put it that way. It's like martial arts. I've been kickboxing. Like I used to kickbox. I used to do karate. I used to kickbox. I did some boxing. I did some Krav Maga and so on. And I thought I was good. I even had fights, a lot of fights. I'm a former bouncer. I used to have a nightclub as well. And I had a lot of fights. And I thought I was a pretty good fighter. Okay? I wasn't like to the point where I thought I was Bruce Lee. I'm not that stupid. But I thought I could handle myself, and I could handle myself. I mean, I beat the shit out of a few people. All right? And when I started training lately, I started training with a former champion of Greece and Thailand and so on. His name is Pavlos Kaponis. He actually trained Zapidis and so on. And I started trading in Muay Thai. And I realized I don't know shit. No, seriously. And I also realized his method of one-on-one was much better than other one-on-ones that I did. I'm learning a lot faster, a lot better. And it's very different. So going to a school is great. You start by going to a karate or kickboxing, whatever, Muay Thai school. And it's all good. These group sessions are great. But then you want to expand and go one-on-one. And then once you go one-on-one, you start seeing the difference. But here's the problem. When you go one-on-one, whoever is your first, you'll think it's good. Or that's going to be your basis. So you need to try other teachers as well and see who's better. Right? And over time, you start understanding, oh shit, this guy didn't know anything, or this guy didn't know how to teach me, or this guy didn't teach me on my style. And then you find the person that actually trains you. Like for me, it's Pavlos Kaponis, I think is the best trainer ever. Okay? So that's the same thing with learning TA. First of all, most stuff out there on the internet and on YouTube and TA, it's all complete crap. They don't know what they're talking about. And they're getting basic things wrong because they just learned, they just started trading in the bull market. They're new at it and they think they know what they're saying. It's not like they're lying. It's just that they don't know what they know. So they're teaching things wrong. They're teaching. I'll give you a few examples. Okay, I'll give you an example. Everybody says that the gaps must fill. You've heard this. Everybody says this. Okay, everyone says gap's gonna fill. Gap's gonna fill. No, that's not correct. The gaps do not have to fill. What you're supposed to say with gaps, okay, and in Japanese, in Eastern technical analysis called windows, you're supposed to use them as support and resistance. So when you have a gap, you have support, your first line of support, second line of support. And that's usually where it turns around. So it breaks the first, and it usually goes down to the bottom line, or vice versa if it's the other way around, and then comes back up, and everyone's like, oh, see, it filled. And because, people used to say they expected to fill or whatever, then people started misinterpreting that gaps fill. No, gaps don't fill. There's gaps all over the place that never fill. First of all, in crypto, you really don't have gaps because it's a 24-hour market, so you very rarely have gaps. It's only on CME and so on. So that's one thing. But anyway, just a small example. And you might think, okay, Paul, that's not important. Yes, it is. Because that's how you learn how to trade snap and cracks and so on, which seldom people do. That's like one of my favorite ways to make money is from a snap and crack. It's you could just do snap and cracks your whole career and make money and just do that. Just wait for snap and cracks, the setups, and that's it. And just trade them and that's it, right? So you have to learn. So either read or start learning technical analysis from a credible source. I believe my course is amazing. And I'm biased on it, but I believe it's amazing. And I think it works. And go read the reviews and what people are saying about it. Anyway, regardless. AJ saying alt season will come or not. So I made videos and I've been talking about this for a while. We are more than likely going to have a selective alt season. So what's a selective alt season? A selective alt season is when you have an alt season, but select coins do a lot better than others. And I've been talking about this for a while. Because a lot of you keep on saying, oh, I didn't make money in alts, and alts are destroyed, and blah, 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 and you're crying here and there. But if you were in the correct alts, you would have made massive money. If you were in the alts that I've been talking about, in the portfolio I've been talking about, because we got some wrong, you would be up and you would be making money. You would have been in Sui, you would have been in Solana, you would have been in Hype, you would have been in all these coins. Virtuals, twice, you would have been in all these coins, and you would be in profits. So you're not in these coins. And you're getting wrecked. And the second thing is, even in 2024, 2023, I was talking about mini alt seasons. And we were getting mini alt seasons. Well, now I'm talking about a selective alt season. And one of those mini alt seasons are going to transition into a selective alt season. I think it's going to be pretty soon. Either it's going to happen, it's probably going to happen either before summer, then we're going to have a massive dump, or after summer, in my opinion, my humble opinion, and probably the top of the market, close to that. Hey, mate, good to see you. What's up, Barry? Bill says, do you think Arrow will 510x? I don't really think. I don't like the word think. I think this, I think that. I believe that Arrow could do it, and I think it could. Well, I just said think, but you know what I mean. But you can't really chart Arrow because it doesn't really have a lot of price history. It does, but it doesn't. Here's what I'm saying, the way I think about it. If alts do well, which inevitably they will base do well? If base does well, which I believe it will, then Arrow will more than likely do well. So Arrow is a bet on base. And once you understand that, you understand that, okay, Arrow is a base play. Therefore, now I need something for Solana, and just make your portfolio from the leaders and which ones are probably going to win. So I'll give you an example on meme coins, okay? I'll give you an example on meme coins. I'm not really into meme coins right now. But I do have some meme coin plays. And some might do well, some might not. Some are long-term, some are not. But once you understand my meme coin portfolio, you understand why it's set up like this. So I'm holding, when it comes to meme coins, I'm holding Pengu, I'm holding Fartcoin, which is actually meme AI, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm holding Foxy on Linea. I'm holding Brett, and I'm holding a few more. Let me see my portfolio real quick. Just give me a second here. Yeah, Snack and so on, look. And Doge is the king of meme coins. Oh, and I'm holding some Chill Guy. But regardless, Foxy's not up here, obviously, and so on. Why am I holding these? Well, when it comes to Brett, for example, Brett is on Base. If Base does well as a chain, then Brett is not just a meme coin, it's a bet on Base. So it's a trend stack of a meme on Base. You're betting on it, it's a chain play, not a meme play. The meme season, if it comes, it will amplify it, but it's a bet on the chain. Does that make sense? The same thing when it comes to Foxy, it's on Linea. Now, Linea's not doing very well right now, neither is Foxy. It's actually doing pretty shit, but that's a chain play. And I said that's long term. It might happen now or it might happen in the future. There was a competition between Linea and Base, and I said I'm going for both chains. And Foxy was, and that's why it's a chain play. But if meme season comes, it will get a trend stack and compound and have benefit. Does that make sense? So when it comes to Aero, which is an exchange, it's a DEX, you're betting on the chain. And yes, it's a good position to have. And will it 5-10x? I don't know. Right? But it is a good, right now I'm not in Aero. I got out, I might get back in. But do I believe it will 5-10x? Yes. If things work out the way we believe they're going to work out, yes, sure, why not? Jake, good to see you, Paul. Okay, again, I'm ready to this. Luai, hodling till the end of 2025, beginning 2026. Awesome, Luai. Luai, my partner, by the way. We are doing big things with Luai. What's up, man? Harry says, would you recommend taking profits into Bitcoin, into USDT, or to buy Bitcoin later? It all depends on your style and what you're doing and how you're doing it. I personally take profits into Bitcoin throughout the cycle and into some USDT, depending if I'm trading that part or not, or if I just need money to spend. And then towards the end of the bull market, I do mostly USDT, but I also do some Bitcoin because I'm a long-term hodler of Bitcoin. But everyone's different. It all depends on your style. Is this my microphone? Yeah, it is. It's just a tad showing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It all depends on your style. And asking that question, Harry, without knowing how the trade will get you wrecked. And I understand why you're asking it. But you have to, I care, look, one thing about me is I care about you. I care about everyone watching the Crypto Factor. If you're new here, you don't know my story, this channel, these live streams got me through cancer. I went through cancer 3 times, and these got me through, because I believe in giving value, and yes, it's now become my job and career. And I really care about you guys. I don't like people getting wrecked. It's also my reputation, and I take it very seriously. So I want to help you. I want you to succeed. Plus, if you do and you make enough money, you might actually buy my course. So I want you to succeed. But I really want you to start learning how to trade. Those boring videos that I get into, like, there's some videos that are longer, and I talk about how to set up a portfolio, this and that. People don't like watching those. I can see from my watch time. People don't watch through those. They like this 100x coin will moon videos. And the problem is when you don't watch the whole video, you miss context. And you get wrecked, and then you got people commenting, oh, you were wrong. No, I wasn't. I was telling you to sell at a specific time, and you didn't. Because you couldn't watch the video for 6 minutes because you're TikTok brained. Because it's a 15-minute video. Trying to skip to the parts to the coins. Some people think they're smart. They write the coins under in the description, in the comment section. You idiots, you're getting people wrecked because there's no context. Right? And I used to give a lot of dates, not dates, but time periods on when to buy and sell. And you just threw that all out. And you threw away all the warnings and what to look for and when this is wrong and all the support levels. And you got people wrecked. You can't become a millionaire being lazy. You just can't. I'm not talking about you specifically, Harry. I'm talking about people in general. You just can't become a millionaire being lazy. I just want another coin. I just want to... And that's why you're poor. You have to put in the time and learn stuff. Right? This is why I don't do day trading videos on my channel, and I only talk about technical analysis once a week, if that. And because I'm a swing trader, long-term investor, and I do day trade sometimes. If you're in my group, you'll see me day trade and give some calls and actually day trade. And I do that when I don't have sponsored and I need some extra money. And the group gets to see the calls, right? But I don't believe people should day trade, because if you're watching day trade videos, okay, let me explain something to you. First of all, most people that are out there doing day trading videos don't know what the hell they're doing. But second of all, even the people that do know what they're doing day trading videos so they can get views, which is great. I'm doing this to get views as well. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. What I'm saying is, if you're a technical analysis channel and you do swing trading or long-term trading, and you do one video a week or every 2 weeks, or even every month if it's a range, you're not going to get views. You need to do videos every day. So they do day trading videos, and yes, they know how to day trade. The problem is, this is day trading, and you see one day, oh my God, we're going down, Golden Cross. Oh, the next day we're going up, we're going to Valhalla. Oh my God, we're going down, there's a war. Oh my God, this, oh my God, that. And because news gets views, they start putting the news in as well. And then they start believing the news and they get wrecked as traders, but it's a different thing. Let's say they don't. But basically they do that to get your attention, because that's how they get views. How are you going to get, how am I supposed to get views as a channel if I'm not day trading? Like I'm doing, like range, okay, we were in the Bitcoin range for 3 months. And every week I was like, we're still in that range, we're still in that range, we're still in that range. Everyone got bored, people unsubscribed. And I kept on doing it because I don't want to, play with your emotions and get the views. But that's what I do. I'm telling you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. But day trading channels, they do this. You're selling one day, buying the next day. Then you say technical analysis doesn't work because you fucked up, because you don't have to. If you are watching day trading videos trying to day trade, you shouldn't be day trading. You either know how to day trade or you don't. You either learn and then trade, or you don't. Stop. It's like this. It's crazy. Anyway, Brian K called Com for me. Yes, he did. So Brian K from our group called Com. It's doing well. It should be doing well. Thank you for sharing your views with us. Yeah, Harry, I try to help, man. I really try to help. When Israel started okay, Henry's talking about some sort of politics. I'm not sure if I should talk about this or not, but when Israel started their strike on Iran, how did the market go down really quick before? Well, it did. There was a dip, and then the news kind of like made it go lower while everybody was selling, panicking, and everybody with smart money looking at the swing. The SPF just fucking bought it. Yeah, the charts, it plummeted 30 minutes before the news broke, because there's news for the masses and news for the classes. We get the news for the masses. Your only chance to get a glimpse of the news for the classes is through TA. Yes, you're absolutely right, Henry. And that's why I keep saying, show me the charts, I'll tell you the news. That's what I mean. Our only chance as traders, or as whatever you want to call us right now, is TA. Because we're never going to get the news that they get, but we are going to see the bumps and the support levels and everything in the charts. And is it perfect? No, of course not, but it's our only chance. Does that make sense? Mohammed says, hi Paul, do you still stand a bounce before the summer dump? Well, we did get a bounce before the summer dump. The question is, when is the summer dump going to come? We don't know. Hopefully we have another month. Let's see. How do you expect alt season to play out this cycle? I already answered that earlier on. I can't repeat questions because I don't want people to. I want to answer all these questions. So please watch the beginning of the video again. But I've described many times, and I actually made a video about it too. So look. So watch this live stream again, or go to my channel. By the way, this is a really underrated video. You should watch this video, regardless. And there should be a video somewhere here about a selective alt season. Selective alt season is here. Most coins will fail. So this one and these ones. So this video right here, watch it. 910 views. See? People don't like watching videos. This one, 470, people don't like watching these videos. They want to be clickbaited into videos. You know what I mean? Look at this, the biggest lie in crypto. People not watching this. So I have to change this link. This through right now. There are a lot of myths in crypto. Here's what I need to do now. This is crazy. I have to come into this video here. The biggest lie in Bitcoin, buy the bear market, myth busted. Okay, now I have to do the biggest lie in crypto. Right? Biggest lie in crypto. This is keeping you poor. And it's not the best title, but now maybe it gets some views. What can I say? See what I have to do? It's stupid. And I don't want to go too, I probably have to do this a little bit better later on. And I don't want to differentiate too from the message and everything because I don't like clickbaiting. I like click attracting. But, you know, I have to do this and people don't want to watch that. What can I do? Let me try this. The biggest lie in crypto is this. And it's keeping you poor. And what I'm going to do, so this is the new title now. The biggest lie in crypto is this, and it's keeping you poor. And probably people won't view it again either. But it doesn't matter. I gotta do what I gotta do. I can't handle all these XRP crazes. Yeah, they are crazy. Nuclear bomb to the moon. XRP is going to be used from now on. Idiots. Henry, yes, many think it's Americans and French people are rude. Not true. I don't know, but the French maybe though. I'm just kidding again. PLSX, severely underrated. Okay. I've been hearing this for a while, man. Let me explain something to you here. I'm going to give you some huge alpha about PLX and all this stuff. And I like Rich Kid to Heart, right? And but I have to explain something to you. You have to think about trading when it comes to coins, when it comes to trading, and when it comes to investing. You have to think about it like a business, okay? So if you had a business right now and you were selling dresses, you had a dress shop. And you had red dresses, yellow dresses, and green dresses, okay? And people were buying red dresses, and suddenly yellow dresses weren't really selling. But the distributor comes to you and you know what? We have a special on yellow dresses right now, 50% off. You're like, awesome. Give me some yellow dresses. You get yellow dresses. Then time goes by, no one's buying these dresses, but the distributor comes again and says, you know what? We have another, now you can get those dresses at 20% off again. You're like, oh God, let me give me those yellow dresses right now. And then 10% and 20% and 50%, and it goes down, 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 down. And like, these yellow dresses are all so underrated. and you're stockpiling what are you gonna do? Have a stock full of yellow dresses and no red dresses? Because now you don't have money for red dresses because all your money is on the yellow dresses and no one wants them. No one wants your yellow dresses, dude. They don't. And now you don't have money to buy red dresses, which people want. Stop buying yellow dresses. No one wants PLSX right now. Will this trend change? Will there be a trend? And you know, will yellow dresses come in fashion at some point and they start coming off the shelf? Yeah, sure. You have time to buy it then. You already bought the dip umpteenth times. Stop buying the dip into oblivion. You have some people, whatever, keep it. Now you need to diversify into shit people want. And that's the big mistake when people buy the dip. They keep on buying the dip, buying the dip, buying the dip on coins no one wants. Stop it. This is why you're poor. Please. I'm not trying to bash you. I'm trying to help you. You can always get back in later. Oh, why should I buy higher? Because it's better to buy higher sometimes. All right, it is. But when you buy a shit piece of art, no one wants it because it's cheap. Well, I'm going to buy it because it's cheap. Well, this art is too expensive and it keeps on going up in value. It sells though. You might buy it higher, but you can still sell it higher. Start thinking about it like a business. And this is why most people are broke no matter what they do. Whether it's business, whether it's trading, whether it's whatever, because it's the same mindset. And this is some of the things I go through with the course. What's up, Paul? I hope you've been doing great. Aerodrome looks bullish. What is your opinion? We talked about it earlier on. It could do very well. Got any Richard Hart tickers? No, I do not. I'm keeping my pulse chain that I had back then. I think I do have some hex and that's it. And I'm not even looking at it. I don't buy shit people don't want. Because it's a waste of money. Why should I buy things that's going down and people don't want when I can buy something that people do want and goes up? It could go, what should go 100x up now and everyone's like, hey, TV, man. Dude, doesn't matter. Bob Lucas is a great trader. Your accent, what's the name of the book again? I'm sorry. Japanese Candlestick Charting Techniques by Stephen Nissan. It's the one right here. My accent is bastardized because I was born in London. We came to Greece. I became a rapper at some point. So my accent's all fucked up. Any idea when retail will return? You are retail. I know it sounds crazy. Oh, you mean mass retail? Okay. No, I do not. Probably when it starts going on the news and stuff like that, and that's probably going to be towards the end. Look, we are in crypto. Well, a lot of us are in crypto. We are retail. I know a lot of people don't like the sound of that, but we are. We're not the crypto crowd here. We're retail. You're retail. I've been in crypto since 2017. What am I? I'm retail, right? We're just a little bit smarter and a little bit earlier than everybody else. Now, if you're talking about the rest of the people, probably when shit goes crazy. And it's all over the news. Hey, Paul, I know it's hard to guess, but do you still have opinion on when the top of Bitcoin might come? Yeah, yes, I do. That I do because I chart Bitcoin a lot. And I believe either the top is going to come in this cycle is going to either be towards the I believe it's going to be towards the end of this year, end of 2025, like the last 3 months of 2025. And I do think, and there is a chance that it might come a little bit sooner than that. And that's what I'm anticipating. I want to see. That's why I want to see how far and how fast we're going to go up in summer or before summer. In summer, because we're in summer now. Because if we go up too fast, too much, probably going to be the top or a temporary top at the very least. And then I want to see it come back down, come back up. But I do believe it towards the end of 2025, beginning 2026 at most. Sub Paul, is DOT going to get a run in alt? So I don't know if it's dead or not. I know they're working on gaming as well. So they would probably run once gaming comes in play and an alt season as a trend stack if they market correct. But there are coins that are probably going to do better than DOT. And I've been saying this. And I talked about DOT and then I made videos saying I got out of DOT for the time being because I got into AI and so on. But yeah, no, DOT could do well. Henry says, a hot girl can be lazy and become a millionaire. Just lay there, wait for her husband to pass away after clicking the like button. What? Okay, man. It's crazy that you don't see much traction on longer portfolio videos. I honestly get more. Yeah, because like, even with the 1000x thing, let me show you something else. Let me show you how to get 1000x. Here, give me a second. Let me see if I can do this. Let me show you how an easier way to make 1000x and become a millionaire with $1,000. Some of you may have seen this. I've talked about this before. Some of you know, but let me just do this for you. Give me a second. I want to put like my pad in here. Got this. All right, give me a second. Let's just use this. All right, let's do new. Give me a second here. There you go. Okay. All right. So let's look at two ways here, okay? One way, if you have $1,000. All right? And what you're trying to do is you want to try and find 1,000x coin. The other way, if you have $1,000, is to 2x 10 times. So if you have $1,000, you 2x, that's $2,000. 2x that is 4,000, 8,000, 16,000, 32,000. I know it doesn't sound like much, but watch this now. 64,000, 128, right? Yeah. 256, 512, I think. Fact check me. And then it's got just over $1 million, whatever that million is, right? Okay, just over. That's about. So look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Basically 9 times, 10 times. So if you have $1,000 and you just 2x it 10 times, you have $1 million just because of compounding effect. And each time you have more money to work with. And this can apply to business, this can apply to trading, this can apply to anything you want. So your goal is to 2x. And the more money you have, the more ventures you can get into 2x. If you have 64,000, you can look at flipping houses, for Christ's sake, but like so on. But the more, what you need to do is you want to stop thinking about finding that 1,000x coin and try and 2x 9, 10 times. And it's a lot easier. Now, on one of the videos, I actually showed that someone is like, oh yeah, that's easier said than done. Ha ha ha. That can't be done. Okay, go ahead. Find your 1,000x coin, my friend. If you think it's easier, that's great. But anyway, the point of this is you got to start thinking differently. Once you start thinking differently, then obviously you're not going to 2x $1,000 on just one coin. You can find different venues, portfolios, and so on. And no, it's not going to happen in a year. It might happen in 10. It's $1 million. If you have a better way to do this, go ahead. But this is the way I do it. And I'm not even sure I'm live right now because I just closed my YouTube channel. Let me see if I can quickly get... Let me know if you can hear me and see me right now. You should be able to, because it says here I'm still live. I just closed the platform by accident, but because I'm on OBS, it still works. The magic of internet. So I should still be online. So did you all see that? Can you put one in? Yeah, I'm live, so you didn't miss it. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Let's see if you have any more questions. So even if we look at charts 24/7, how will we know major events happen before the public knows? You don't know the specific event that happens. You don't trade off of events and news. You trade off of charts. You ignore everything else. Forget the events. Look at the charts. If it breaks and you know how to do technical analysis, you sell. If it opens, you open. That's it. You don't trade charts. You don't trade news. You don't trade events. Paul, I love your videos. I get my daily crystal ball. Yeah, crystal ball. Hello, anybody home? Hey, John. Yes. Damn, I feel Paul is yelling directly at me, Skata. Sorry, man. Look, I'm trying to help people, man. Sometimes I have to raise my voice. CZ support OXO for development. No, Shah. You've asked me, you keep on asking me if I hold this coin and that coin, if CZ holds it, Rebecca holds it. I don't give a shit about those people. I don't care what they do. I really don't. Just because CZ, first of all, how do you know CZ holds it? Second of all, is it in his wallet? Did somebody put it in his wallet so people think he's holding it? There's so much, don't. Stop. Hey Paul, can you look into Ton coin? Is it a good buy? Look, Ton had a lot of traction, and right now I think there are much better plays in Ton. So I'm not in Ton right now. So I believe there are much better plays in Ton I don't think you should be looking at. What I do think you should be looking at is two things. Number one, my VIP Factor Fam down below the group. If you're in the Factor Fam, you can ask questions. We do live streams. We do AMAs on Zoom. We do Zoom calls. So much going on there. See my portfolio and so on. And the second thing, if you want to learn how to TA, if you want to trade, learn how to invest, trade, and think like me. And you do that with my course also in the link down below. And yes, I'm pushing my products. Alt season when? I'm going to hit you, Shah. You asked the same thing in my comments on the live streams in the group. Why? Why do you do that, man? Why do you do that, Shah? Shah, I love you, man, but I don't know. I don't know why. If it was anybody else, I wouldn't be disappointed. But I keep on answering these questions, and over and over years again. And I'm going to do something now. Please don't get mad at me. Don't take this the wrong way. But I have to take you off of mod. And not because I don't, whatever. But when people see a mod asking these questions and they know the live stream, they're going to think, you know, it's not a good look, man. I'm sorry. I still love you, man, but you can't have the wrench of truth. Like, it doesn't make sense. You're gonna hit me? You know I love you, bro. Not Ton, it's Tau. Oh, Tau, Bitenzer. Bitenzer could do very well, actually. I think Bitenzer could do well. Bitenzer's probably... I'm not holding any Bitenzer, by the way. I'm just being unbiased right now. And I actually made a video about this. I actually talked about it quite recently. So this is Bitenzer right now. I think it's going to re-challenge all-time highs pretty soon. It needs to break this resistance at 436. And if it re-challenges and breaks, I wouldn't be surprised seeing $1,000 for Bitenzer, maybe even a little bit more. And it's AI, and I do think it's going to do well. So if you just want to hold Bitenzer here, I think you'll do okay. It should be part of your portfolio, or it could be part of your portfolio. I feel bad now. I feel bad I took the... I feel bad I unmodded you, man. I feel really bad. I'm going to add you again. Anyway. Guys, stop listening to news. There's news for the masses and news for the classes. We don't get the news for the classes. We get the news for the masses, what they want us to hear. Your best chance is to look at charts. Show me the charts. I'll tell you the news. And... as bad this war is, you know, it's sad. But when it comes to crypto, when it comes to markets, we're in an uptrend. Bitcoin's in an uptrend. On the daily, on the weekly, I think it's going to keep on going up. As soon as it breaks this top here, boom. Look at how the factor line on the weekly, boom, sell, boom, buy. Boom, sell. SFPs work really good on the weekly, by the way, just so you know. If you have the course, if you have the factor line, these SFPs, buys and sells, they're best on the weekly, in my opinion. Also on the daily, but the weekly just works better. Look at this, SFP, then boom. Anyway, regardless, thank you very much. Please like this video, would really appreciate it. And again, there's a no fluff, no BS channel. I tell you the news you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.